Hey, what's up everyone? Tim Stoddart here with SoberNation.com. It's been too long since I have been fully invested in making these videos and with interacting more personally with the Sober Nation community. I've been going through something over the last couple months, and it's a great topic of discussion, and it's something that a lot of people in recovery struggle with and have to deal with. And so I wanted to put my experience out there for people. And the topic of this video is painkillers and dealing with chronic pain when you're in recovery. I had back surgery, I guess it was a little more than 2 months ago at this point. I had a herniated disc in my back. It was blown out on both sides, so both sides of my spine. And I think I've had the injury for probably 5 years. I remember the day in the gym when I felt it hurting. But it's funny because that wasn't when I injured it. It was when I first got to the gym. I usually do, just like some warm-ups in the sauna. And so I was just kind of bouncing around, getting my muscles warm before I did my workout. I just remember feeling like, man, this thing in my back really hurts. And so I was stretching it out, and I couldn't stretch it out. So that was the first time I ever remember feeling the pain. And over the course of 5 years, it got really terrible. The last year especially, it was, I don't even know how to describe it. It was excruciating pain. Basically every second of every day. Like, my back hurt, but the pain down my legs was really the thing that was difficult to deal with. You couldn't sit, you couldn't stand. I could sometimes get in these positions where, like, if I sat Indian style and sort of leaned forward like this, I could get some relief in my legs, but it got really dark. There's some stuff that is difficult to talk about, but you start having these ideas in your head of, like, how am I going to live the rest of my life like this? I'm 33 years old, I'm an athlete, I can't go running, I can't do any of the stuff that I love to do, and I'm just in pain all the time. I can't roll over to different sides when I'm lying in my bed. So without getting too much into detail on what the pain was like, the point of this video and the topic of this conversation is, like, what do you do with chronic pain when you're in when you're in recovery? So I did not take any painkillers. I don't think I really thought about it. Sure, the idea popped in my head from time to time, but it was never an option for me. However, after the surgery itself, and my surgeon also said, you would be the first person in the history of, like, 20 years of him performing what's called discectomy, where they cut a piece of my disc out in the surgery. I was the first person he's ever had that didn't take any painkillers at all. And also, like, I want to make sure that people understand, if you're having back surgery and you're in recovery and, like, you decide to take painkillers, you can totally do that. Like, obviously be smart, tell people, have a plan, like, give your pills to somebody else. I didn't want to present myself as, like, egotistical, right? Where, like, I'm just too proud to do it. It wasn't like that. For me, it really was just a matter of being so incredibly fearful of what the potential consequences could be for my life and basically losing everything that I have. However, I did take gabapentin, which is, I don't think it's classified as a narcotic, but it is, it can be abused. People do abuse it. And the first week or so I took it, I definitely felt a little woozy. It wasn't the same as an opiate, so I can't really compare the two, but I felt out of myself a little bit. And that scared me. that scared me some. But, you know, I was honest. I was honest with my wife, and I told some of my friends about it, and I told my sister about it, who I'm really close with. Me and my sister are close, and I feel good about the whole process, you know? So the point I'm making is that experience was so eye-opening for me because so many people deal with chronic pain for all types of injuries. You know, like that back injury was nothing I could have done. The surgeon even says it might have just been genetic. Like I might have a degenerate disc disease where just over time the discs in between my vertebrae kind of dehydrate, you know, and they compress, kind of like letting the air out of a tire. So maybe it wasn't even an injury. Maybe it was just something that happened, and that happens to a lot of people. You know, like arthritis and knee injuries and broken ankles that require surgery, or I don't know, the list goes on and on. So it's a tough thing to want to give advice about, because my experience and my advice was like, I'm not doing it. I'm not taking painkillers no matter what. The month after surgery was brutal, really brutal. But I got through it, and I feel better than I've ever felt in my entire, like, not my entire life, but like, I'm so incredibly grateful to not be in that pain anymore. I have a completely new outlook on life. Excuse me. But like, what do you do? So what I want to do with this video is I want to open up the conversation. Who else has dealt with chronic pain and recovery? How do you deal with it? If you do have to take painkillers, either narcotic or non-narcotic, how do you incorporate that into your recovery? Maybe you just decide not to. Maybe you decide to live with the pain. And what is that experience like for you? It's been a real, like, life-altering experience for me, because for my entire life I've been, you know, invincible. Like, I survived being an addict. I survived overdoses. I've been an athlete my whole life. I could push through pain. I could finish long, painful runs and really hard workouts, and I could, like, I was mentally tough, you know. I could bear the weight of a lot of different really hard challenges in my life, until I felt this nerve pain, these pinched nerves down my legs. I've never felt pain like that before, and it just gave me a whole new appreciation for things that happen to people that change what they're capable of doing and change what their life is going to look like without any fault of their own. Because it doesn't mean that they're weak people. It doesn't mean that you know, there's some kind of moral, there's some kind of lack of morality on their part for the decisions that they make. And it was just another reminder to be open-minded for what other people go through and what people's recovery looks like. Please leave a comment in the video. If you have any experience with this, please let me know what it was like. If you know anybody that deals with this, please tag them in the video. I think this is an important conversation, and I'm really looking forward to see what you guys have to say about it. All right, thank you so much for listening. I'll talk to you guys again soon. It's great to be back behind the camera, and I hope to do this a lot more often over the end of this year and over the course of 2020. Have a great day. Keep going. Talk soon. Bye.